My XTV Sunni, me mamunyana jo emama kwaba abo nonsia bremo kase ni mre ena so a ye di ebro efrin crampo ni mantemu poko ase festus adno paza bredi ni mo na so kopie mu e wa be 14 ta kese ni so Facebook XTV GH, YouTube XTV Ghana, TikTok XTV391, Instagram XTV Ghana, Twitter XTV Ghana na enenwumre nsembia obete ene se Ghana mampeni na de dankwa kofado e de ato ebibi manyina enim se wombo mhomodin no me de obetumi bia se na be ya ewemu satraya etimi di ekom ni eduane ema eduane e short e wo omaya hodo mu no omo intimi esi anokwan sanso na be de chi ahaji Dr. Mamudu Baumia wono so e de ato eye judges for in afense no lawyer for nyina enim se omo bom humodi no mo pe abefo kwan ye fa so no mutimi e di ebu aten no ebetimi abo papa se prempre se danima ekonom agi ye de eno eye ene betimi aboa na sim re-registration so ekoso opani a wono ene CEO e di man Ghana Chamber for Telecommunication Ken Ashibe e di ato Ghana for a womo enya register o musim ni yam chese o Ghana card na so ifumso ewo ho no say mbom homodi no mkobo eye NCA for amane no mutimi so so hawa no emfa ema omu nsem bi ka we ho ene ye di bro se enwumre no nsia kase ewo XTV eso mo behia pa so obeka ye ho fiti semri akopem se sima eduasa ebebo apa no nsia ho de opeti de opahwe no enu kutu ene ye di bro se ne de doso papa ehumesua apomodin na face no agudie mo nsem ni nyina eka ho bia ye di bro opapa me visa kosi ate ene medin afeji be na me fa kase we de wo man kasa enfam imre pemu de ekosonson e agudie mo nsem ye di ebemo me ye nsem na sen enfam Ghana mampeni na adedan kwa kofuado edano mementa enobu na ketemo ekopiemo ewo Netherlands na eno eye 2022 African Adaptation Summit a eno ekoso ewo Netherlands no eno abra o mampeni na adedan kwa kofuado edru ne soso obekasa ewo summit na se no eno wode ato eye ebibi mampeni fo nyina enim ese ehu behia pa so mo pekwan ya obefa so na fedie ewiemu satraya edi ekom ewiemu satraya ema eduane a ekosho eye short pa ewo omega ne mo na afensi no abibi ma ahodo mu no wo pekwan pa wo mo betimi edi esisa wo hawde nyina ano ekwan wo chim se obi ntimi kire ebra isu beto anapose ebra ewia bebo na so mutimi edeto ma na mo ye etimi ye wo hihye eye betimi aboa abra isu to no betimi apekwan ya obefa so a betimi edi aduane esie na se edu opebre so a betimi enyasa aduane no edi nti wode nsem sei eto mo nim se wo mboa na wo mo hwe no mutimi esi okom anokwan ewo ebibiman mu.
Africa contributes the least to the climate emergency, responsible for less than 4% of global emissions. Yet we are facing increasing and more intense climate-related extreme events. We are indeed at a crossroads. If we want our continent to thrive, we have to adapt to climate change. And to achieve this, adaptation financing needs to start flowing at scale. Climate action must not become another casualty of the complex geopolitical era that we are experiencing. Last year's COP26 in Glasgow was a great moment of hope, with its pledge to double global climate adaptation finance by 2025. With the implementation COP ahead of us in just a few weeks in Sharm el-Sheikh, in the Arab Republic of Egypt, now is the moment of truth. It is time to turn words into deeds and ambition into action. With the world in flames and under floodwaters, the eyes of people everywhere will be on the decision makers at COP27. They have to deliver if they are to escape the censure of history.
Ntino Ghana mampeni na adedan kwa kofuado se me no ka se die o Netherlands na ye kire mo busuma ye woni de to so du anse na oba be piemo ewo o my Ghana me ko mementa no abra wo ni ho na chese na be de kire ahaji Dr. Mamudu Baumia wono ene edi djuma se mampeni ewo o my Ghana mo na be de kire so woni judges for na face no magistrates ekotia ye ne no conference we no eye Commonwealth countries a wo mo akomo ho etimi edi aboma oba be hia na o no na Dr. Mamudu Baumia conference na se na wodi ato wo menim ese judges for na face no a lawyer for the magistrate no omobo homodin na technology abefo kwan ye fa so di dwuma no womo nso ensua bi papa na ntimi emboa womo na wo kire mu se abra coronavirus covid-19 eba ye no enomo ema wo yesua nyema bebre efa no abefo tintan kase no so kwan ye fa so ye nyema ema ye epa ye huntuma yetimi nso esua nyema bebre nti wo hye womo se imprempre no mane nkoye krata ebehu nipa ansa na etimi edi dwuma no won betimi etra mo fie etimi edi dwuma fefefe mano ayeye nti womo embo mohomodin na technology nso mo fa nya adwuma ne no ena womo ye betimi abo mo adwuma na womo ye no so emu atene na etimi edi mu.
The advancements in technology mean that we do not have to be physically present somewhere to perform a task there. We can reduce the man hours required to perform any task, supercharge the efficiency of the institutions, and empower individuals at all levels of society. Justice systems in the Commonwealth and around must, in my estimation, fully embrace the power of digital tools in order to boost access to justice.
Na wono ekase wie pepepe na wose chief justice na wono nso ekasa ewudwumedi na sena so wentimi ankobi enti wode nkra esoma eye justice Jones Dochi se wonko kasa ewo na nemu ne no eno ono nso edi atoja se wobo omampani na afenzi prempren aban wobo mabaso papa ye hwe kwan ye faso abefo tintan kase ne so kwan ye faso edi di dwuma prempren ya wo che se Ghana yakoye nim papa esin emre bi twemu no se yefwe kwan ye faso ewo abefo tinta kesen se didi dwuma na imprempren yakoye nim paint no wo bo aban no abaso.
In Ghana, we have found that technology is an effective and budget-friendly way to bridge this gap. While we are determined to have modern court infrastructure around the country, we have discovered that we can use technology to realize the broader objectives that can be achieved by more and larger buildings. This was especially helpful during the pandemic when we were able to hold court sessions virtually. These hearings have all the trappings of a regular court, except that the judges, lawyers, accused persons, witnesses, and litigants, as the case may be, do not have to be in the same room. Initially piloted in 138 courts, we have been able to roll them out further and deploy them for the Justice for All program, through which prisoners on remand, some for extended periods of time on expired warrants, can have their day in court well ahead when they could have had.
Na trese wapeni duche wononso enetimi akasa we chief justice wetimi akasa no na yento ansem no so ene yemfa nkopi mo ewo ensem fofromo edano fiada na National Communication Authority eye NCA fo mo de ba bonten ese wo mo edi sa announcement yi anabosa nkrai edi magana fo nyina rase fiti edwada aye nrade eye busuma ye mo ni de to so enum no se one kwa register usim ni dia on be hye na chese asotwen a we wose ye di ma no ye betimi e dia ma kakra ni nyina ene se won be hwe se wo ye kwa enya dia wo register usim ni ye na wo ye kwa enya dia ebekomu sanso nyema bebre e wo ho a wontimi enye ebiti se WhatsApp ye wontimi nye ebiti se text message a wo be send dia ma amafo enya dia won betimi esiwu kwan ya wontimi nye saa nyeme intino womo e hye Ghana fo nyina ese wei eya na mwahudo wo etu se na be ya obi biara be boni homodin na wetimi akwa register ne sim card no ebiom na Chief Executive Officer Edima Ghana Chamber for Telecommunication Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe wono ediaba betudwa SSA na moya NCA for A2 de eya na mopa ebe boa papa ebe boa ma wona omayo mwadwen se omo nko register o musim no ombe ne ntempa akwa register sanse se oba be ye call bi ehu hia opa ne be si ukwan se ye ma wo enye anabo se call no enko true no wan hwe yi a wo de ntempa so ne be kwa register usim no.
You know that since the minister announced that there was going to be a conditional extension of the SIM registration on the 28th of July, there were 2,580 something people who were registering. By the 18th of August, it has dropped to around 5,000, about a 98% decrease. So definitely there are people who have the Ghana cards who are not registering, and that something needs to be done to ensure that they are able to register. So this punitive action is to enable those who have the Ghana cards to do it.
And no, it was also added to just say, Sansin registration ya air cost. Amofo bebre ewo ha ewo ho ne nyina ene se Ghana card no so ne ebegina anabo se yebehwe asana mpo yetimi register o sim no ede amawo no amofo bebre oha ewo ho ebi wo ho no ma picture na eda so no se aye se eyo no enyo no edin no no masesa no wo se nyema bebre ene wo ma eyo oha wo chiremu se won na omo wo sa oha we nyina ebi no omo bo homodin na wo mo entro krata mfa koma eye NCA National Communication Authority for se na be ya sa ebra ye dia ma ye se wentimi register o sim no ye be si ukwan a wentimi enye ko bi o san kofo ide ye be yi wo mo edifrim.
For me, my appeal is that the government working together with the Ministry of Communication and Digitalization, Ministry of Interior, the two ministries for the NIA and then the NCA, can get these two entities to work together so that those who genuinely are unable to register, we are able to resolve the challenges for them.
And which yet memophobia ekasai bisa omo se nhihye ya NCA for dia ba se mprempren no se wan register o sim ma be ba be se wo kwan e wo nyema hodo bebra e wo ho no ma wontimi fa o sim card no enye bio wo munim se bibisa e koso ana anu yo mudi man central for any.
Thing is individual difference, because some calls are really important. Maybe there's an emergency, you are trying to reach someone within some few minutes, and because of this you can't get.
Okay, I said it's a good idea for government ministers to do that thing for the Ghanaians. So even in Ouagadougou, I'm from Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. There, if when you buy your SIM card today, you have to register at the same time before you go and use it. If you didn't register, you can't use it. So I think it's a good idea for minister to do that.
And no, san same nyina your sister station city 4 and ekofa yen so ya monitor ye DB mawo na yen to ansem so na yen call ye nimu enrada ekuo bia omo fra omo ho eye citizen coalition for omo eyo ye kire mu odin papa ne nyina NSA na otwetwe mu no na auditor general edi 2021 report eba ye na enomo no odi aba beto dwa SS 17.4 billion Ghana cedis eye sika akwakodi amafo bi botoma ye hwe nkrofo na ye hu omo enti wasanso edi recommendation edi abase ye hwe na sankrofo yi ye hwehwe womo no ye sika no emfemfiri womo ho nanso citizen coalition force womo dwene ho a womo ntia se se wo ye eyo auditor general no womo ehu ne se anko wo hu kwan se ono aksen wa ye hwehwe mu wonni nkrofo kwan asaske companies ahodo asaske ye kwakodo mo adenti na wo ndie ni no won kire se esimesi anase obintin na sikana kwakodo mo nche ni yenji ifenfi om ho na wo se we wie wo investigation tin na we wie enti womo edi krata ekopie mo e wona tan ye se womo kire ne se so wo ye hwehwemu ni wie a mane nso ho no ma wonbo ne homodi no wasanso nye bi infan kan na ye nhwe se wonna wo ho akwa hokemu no imran wo mbedi se na se fata na so inu ada abra mo call ye no apos for esi wo mo kwan abra mo ye wo madwen se wo mo call auditor general ni office honom no wo mo esi wo mo kwan wo di nsem se editu central for any.
We actually had planned with the police. We have agreed on the route and everything, but when we got to the junction to the Auditor General's office, the policemen were deployed to block the road. Now, but one decision that we made before we came onto the streets was that we don't want anything to distract the key message of our demonstration. You understand? We don't want anything to distract it. We don't want to have any confrontation with the police so that will become the central focus of public discussion instead of the issue at heart, which is the exercise of the Auditor General's powers of surcharge and disallowance for that matter. So we decided that whatever they say, we will obey. But the ultimate goal is that our message should get to the Auditor General. Once they are prepared, and we have message from his office that they are prepared to meet us and take our petition, I think it is the most important thing to all Ghanaians, to all citizens, that we need to wake up. We need to rise up and speak truth to power. The Auditor General has been entrusted with the state power to do right in terms of helping to manage our public resources. So those who have stolen money, the Auditor General must recover it for us. I think that is the key message. Sure. If we had dwelt on the blockages that the police put, the impediment they put in our way, that will become the central focus for public discussion, and it will distract from the main issue. And that is how come you see that we are using the main road instead of going through the ministries. They did not give us any reason whatsoever, and that is what even makes it more pathetic. Because look, what we are fighting for is not our individual interests. We are fighting for the interests of the state, of the nation, and it goes to benefit everyone. The police are also taxpayers. The media people are taxpayers. All of us here are taxpayers, and that is the more reason why we must fight this collectively. I must say, if anything at all, it actually strengthens our resolve to pursue the issues even higher. Why? Because look, even though the state guarantees the freedom of association to demonstrate and all that, you will find impediment being put in our way in exercising that freedom. So these are people who are infringing on that right for us to exercise, our legitimate right as guaranteed by the Constitution. But we will, subsequent to this, we will also take that issue up to ensure that tomorrow we don't want any citizen who wants to access a public park. It's supposed to be open to all. We have been to other countries. Public parks are open places. You understand? For public use. In fact, we were not demonstrating there, we were just converging there. And everyone can go there any day.
No, I actually course so one cramponi man say one any to me a child for me a day am say no dance we about mania Sawako PMO award that dear Swaba nursing training college I know a war a certificate South main cinema half a month more a jar actor a year biya a man womo edano a jar eto honum ye say training a honum yet assembly boy homodim as man is so no kasa on fire nene inkoshe no be boy mu amane bo awode aba echemu say girls dormitory eno ewo school ni mo honom no na bed maako 218 ena ewom ni nyina ahye say dribe nyema hodo bi a ehye yensom laptops ahodo omo mattresses ene omo japade omo sika ni nyema hodo bi a ekeka ho ni nyina etime ahye na principal wono ene da school na no orayire Madeline wono ene kasa ya wo chire mo say prenpren no ade a de si no aha mo papa wo mo ni hwiye since wo mbe ma nkwala no ebe kofi ansa kopem say onbenya baabi ama wo mo ada na wo chire mo say wo de subo ni nyina so ebo edumja kuo no say ye frɛ wo no mo amantem mo ba ye so a omo si wo mo ni fire tender akwakọ ya reho se papa na manu sinti omo japade mu nyemi nyina etimi ehye
nkwala ne de omo ye 218 and there was a hostel no nti anopa ne nyina na light akọ off na light ni ho pra nti likely no around 3 something na omo Twitter ba ko ho omo hostel Twitter no ho nti na omo ye meeting wo outside nti meeting na ase na light ne ba ye na rusie no a start e wo roof no to mo start se omo frefre omo afre boss so afre Kenya se omo afre bebia no fire tender nti na everybody was helpless. Mattresses here mattresses pa ena nkwala no omo personal property want me and because obi wa kra oni bi matese na ba ko edware mu ade na ehye no anu oni hwe hostel no because me nim baby a me do mbeko either say ye be pay baby a rent you classroom no that means ochina no pa no e we say ye pa ko omo to another place na ya classes after classes and I don't know nti ochina no ye management ye be meeting na ya take a decision as to whether ye be mo kwan kakra na omo ko rest na omo ko pe bi I don't know but by ochina no ye be team
no echi esukuu foi bi ene ye sentwe ni no ekasa ya womo eka de si yankasa ewo honom no de omo hu ye no womo ene ye sentwe ni Ferguson ekasa
me college hostel perfect he say enipa 218 in a room honum ese mattress ahia ye nyoma your phones your laptop e bibia your college hostel hobby esi saa no na ejana no odinti ye nyina obi entimi awuram ankofa no bibia your certificate ye ne manyina ahye aka ye ntade ana ye hye ya na ye digina abonti ye ne manyina ahye your phones laptop certificate bibia ahye amfa bibia mfi edem honum first year second year ye bibia ahye akyi nti emoa ne esre fi aban no so omra meboy say die ehia na mo apa
me kwa am de my speechless say miss me da college hostel sa me nti me amfa hwe nti we de esra aban so meboy kakra
me college
na no echi afomante mu soafo wote assemble no wantena ne toso obone homodin eko school mo ho eyonyonyam ne George Boache na wo kono nso enye ono nko na ekoye woni atoyenche boafo no edi nechi ekoye sanso na mahebedwani a wono ewo Esitifi South abaton peso so wono nso eka mo ho bi ma womo ekoye na afensi penifo hodo a womo ewo mantem ho eko obi a womo koye nso a womo afa mo sapan na ekoye womo di mattresses in our face no rubber buckets in our face blanket ahodo any drinking cups nyema hodo bi ediko ma omo se wo monji ansa wasan so ehye ese wo bepe baby ama school for no adansa kopem se school impenifo no anapo se mwa hodo a nadmo wo se wo de be ma omo no anapo se ebenya baby potin edi ama school fo yi atena
Robert ni ja to mama ahye yurabe enkura kakra timi nya omne ma de bat ebinu so so anya omne ma bo akwa atare ehye no eno a na aka no diana bi de ya ni se na mo for ko pe mattress aba ama omo classroom kase ba ko e de ama mama omo ade mama de ahye nti any management of the school na kase omo pe da bi okrom ni rent ma on for the meantime said egusi na preparation se be nya permanent wa ma wo o se ya no emribe advance bo se nka edum kania gadgets nyina o se odum no o hwe a o mde sa na omudum kania no call off na salam gadgets no bisisi so ena ma sa de no ba enti metu amanfo for se o fie na ho se edum kania o gadgets nyina na oputu no off Robert ni ja to mama ahye yurabe enkura kakra timi nya omne ma de bat
enti no de course ewo dade so aba eno ewo Esitifi South Mensin wa hafomante mu enrada ene yesuma ye centre ni Ferguson no bo ne homode bo wansem nyina ano ede ebre ye gina wo mo nsem so ne yefa kase ne kopiem e wagode mu nsem pacho mo akwa ba
ye ne obapa
bia bokodi
ya me ado
minim se matches ni bebre so e koso wona on be wini e wini
ebi twefo mo bo papa
Yes, one of the listen. I'm off one song with Betty says, and
Crawford and so say.
And easy, yes,
Crawford, yes, I watch it.
In fact, you're ready to fire.
Yanko Agopramason Semu Ewo Casiano Eso. So mahwefo nyina akwa banfa momre enri no nsia kase so ewo eye XTV so dia na Agoprama so nsem ebre na aso onua bema Michael Ofori Atamwat mamemfa nwuremu ewo agudi ense mu dia yenhyase emfemfi ampemoda ko an ladies me no ekase no enra dai no won so no etimi da wani ababe pie mu anase nansa ne ewo oman Ghana mu ni nyina ne se wokopie mu ewo Yamosukrum la Côte d'Ivoire na ye wafo zone B Africa Women's Champions League no wokoto so mienu ewo ho anwa da wani abepie mu oman Ghana mu na enra dai no wonyina no ekopie mu ewo the Ghana Football Association headquarters no ewo osu ede wo ho ekokire FA president Edwin Simon Kett Okreku ema no so no etumi eje wo fe so ebo won aba so wo modern bar for the maiden edition and as a second edition ewo eye zone B wafo Women's Champions League no ewo ebibiri mu ha no won so no etumi ekoto so mi no openia o leadi wom ede wo ko ye no eye nana fosu je abo a ukopie mu ewo eye ekura ye friend se bechima wono ena yo hene pon no wono ene leadi emayi anase ampem da kwa ladies ekokopie mu ewo FA president nso no asua ya ono nso no eje won ofel so yemfi nasua ya na afi yenna yani emepie mu ewo Baby Jet Asamoah Abrantie meno ekase no wo press obeba bepie mu ewo eye the senior national soccer team Black Stars of Ghana ene ya yekase no Abrantie ewo eye Eswatini na yenkonkwohwe a ohina wono nso no ewo ho no atumi atonsa ede afre no ema Asamoah kodu ho no ene diasapa wo amamre mu no watumi akọ ma ono nso no ede no ho akọkire ohin no a present the jersey nso ede amana yehwe kwanya Asamoah efa su kopi mu ho Come down,
Samaja is our captain. How are you? Very nice to see you. That's right. Hey, welcome. And the island is manager. Yes, how are you? Very nice to see you. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks a lot so much.
When I used to play in school, I was number 1.
Bijet Asamuejan wono ene Eswatini ebibrem heya no wetumi ekopiem ewo ho a ohenepon wo ho no wetumi agye no fel so wasa wo nwamamre mu Asamoa so ede ni Jesse apresent ede ama ohenepon no yemfina so ye na yemegina the senior national soccer team Black Stars of Ghana nyame eyadma bosumi ayewom ya no 23rd and 27th respectively no wo France no eyade a Ghana any omanya ye from say Brazil e de be with so we anansa anansa nanan echiri no na woni Nicaragua nso e de aweda so ne no e na coach Otto Addo nso no etumi apam rantie makomako be ye aduonu enkron a ne no wode list ni nyina no etumi aba beto say sa two international friendly matches no won e ne betumi aginemu asi akan e de ama oman Ghana goalkeepers no be ye miensa ewuma ende me kasa me bobo a ye bre ni ntino mintumi embobo ni nyina emfa ma hwefo na emom no hyene nso se wetumi ato nsa de afre 29 players ewo eyesa anyonkofa akansi mienu a Ghana ene Brazil ena afinso no Nicaragua AC ewo eno enso no na yame eyadma bosumi 23rd ena afi 27th ne donso no ebetumi atodwa ewo France memu afi mayemra mepiemu ewo eye Europe a UEFA Champions League no ene dey na group stages ni na no eguso a eno nso no ekoso anase etodwa na matches mienu na mprempren no eguso ekoso ukopiemu ewo Croatia de Dynamo Zagreb ene Chelsea ede aweda so mene ekase no Chelsea eda form ekabaako wontumi ente akasemana kakra bi na chese agudie ni nyina no etumi akona wieye ofa edi kan na mu ena wo hye sa eke editi a Chelsea the Blues a eno nso no omuntumi ente mu ema eno nso enkoyie ma mu ukopie mu ewo eye Germany emonten so a Signal Iduna eho ena boboku aye from say eye Dortmund so no Borussia Dortmund won so esi akan edi etia Copenhagen a o ma hye won miensa ema o matumi atimu baako inti Copenhagen so no eda form ewo Signal Iduna won so no o matumi ati eka no miensa no o matimu baako ewo ho eno nso eguso ekoso nti ye gina Champions League no so no etodwa yeso na mo matches a aka nyina no eyade a ebetumi akoso esanse Salzburg etnefie Chelsea group no na wade boboko reference AC Milan e dia with us Celtic versus defending champions Real Madrid boboko RB Leipzig and afins no Shakhtar Donetsk Sevilla etnefie atonsa dia from Manchester City Paris Saint-Germain and afins no Juventus and afi Benfica wono so ene Maccabi Haifa wo fi Israel so no e de aweda so ene yumi after say Chelsea ene ada match no Dortmund no so de no akọ na wiye yenyina no so na ene enwumre no yemfa agoprama so nsem no ensi ewo kase so ne yemfa asede piesie asede kase no emma Ayet Creation na da Roma Ayet se mepachaw se ope efie anase ye bibremu entade papa asha ebe fata traditional wear anase memma captain emade bibibia se opam de ama umba memu anase maya de bra Ayet Creation asoye wono ena obedwidwa style papa na wonso ohye na wo kwa obi ehu wunchi se ampara woye nipa ufi ebibrim esen se ebibifo ana Ghana fo no ye wo ye ntade a eye shefata ye sha obi enkyere baabi a ufi afese wo ya brantie anasa ababa we school JHS SHS ana wo de wanko school kra na opese fashion dwumadi no wo de bo bra daache a Ayet se bra na so ye na onkyere we adwumai na wonso no fabo wo bra daache na wonama wanim etumi abanyam na wabusunya so no etumi abubi na chikwan enye yera kra bo modern ase poku ase eye Adom Plaza anase asoda ho udu asoda ho Adom Plaza building na chipe eho ena Ayet Creation ewo wo hwe kasamfoni no so ube wo se ne number no eda so 0242 389851 Mrs. William 0242 3898